Hi, and welcome back to the monthly portfolio update. I hope you'll find the information in this video useful, but disclaimer, please note that this is not investing advice. It's just my portfolio as it stands on Sunday, December 1st, and it can change at any time without previous notification. Following an investment strategy without doing the work yourself is almost guaranteed to result in losses. So, please be careful since it's your responsibility to do your own research before investing. In today's bonus section, we will discuss about some of the 2025 macro trends that I see and how they can help your portfolio. But first, let's quickly take a look at this month's portfolio activity. In November was quite a busy month. I continued dollar cost averaging in about 10 Romanian stocks. BVB, the Romanian stock exchange operator, Evergent, Aquila, Deneagrar, BRD, Sintel, TTS, Nuclear Electrica, and the main Romanian market index, the BET ETF, as well as bought some Bitcoin before the US election massive pump, and also bought some altcoins in small amounts, mainly SUI and XRP. The buying spree was caused by the drop in stock prices due to the first round of presidential election in Romania, where a relatively unknown nationalist candidate won the most votes, which caused political turmoil. As of now, we're still waiting for the second round of voting in early December. I expect things to cool down by the end of the year and maybe see a rebound, or, of course, we can have some more drawdowns, but I think I'm ready for either options. In terms of cash flow, I just got a small biannual dividend from One United, but cash has not been a problem for a while now. That being said, the portfolio as of December 1st, 2024 is looking like this. Please pause the video if you want to analyze each investment in detail. I mostly added to the crypto position and the many Romanian position mentioned previously. The rest is just normal market fluctuation. The current pyramid allocation portfolio looks something like this. Overall, the portfolio was up 1.64% for the month, even with the Romanian stocks going down. Crypto killed it this month, and the US also had a very good run. Yet today, the portfolio is up a cool 10% without expenses, and I actually reached the second milestone this month after the one last month, making in a year the same as I did as a, I think, pretty well paid employee, which is really nice. Next month, we'll review the pyramid portfolio for the whole year of 2024 and see some of the best and worst investment ideas. But before going to the next section, if you are interested in the subject matter, you can leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps bringing this completely free information to more and more people. As mentioned at the beginning, in today's bonus section, we will talk about some of the 2025 macro trends that I see and how they can help your portfolio. Usually, my January yearly recap included my views for the upcoming year, but it becomes too long of a video with the portfolio performance and moves for December and the yearly portfolio performance compared to major benchmarks and the best and worst investment ideas, etc. Last but not least, it also actually makes more sense for the 2025 macro trends discussion to come before 2025. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Even though we have a disclaimer at the beginning, I feel it needs restating here. This is not investing advice, it's just for educational purposes to show you how I think about some of my investments. The first question is, why and when did I go to the dark side? I mentioned many times before that it's actually very hard, if not impossible, to accurately predict what's going to happen in the market, yet I still do it. Or do I? Oaktree Capital Howard Marks' one of six principles is that macro forecasting is not critical to investing. We believe consistently excellent performance can only be achieved through superior knowledge of companies and their securities, not through attempts at predicting what is in store for the economy, interest rates, or the securities markets. While it's very hard to make consistent correct predictions, it doesn't mean that you, as an investor, don't hold a view on the market and especially benefit on trends you can see in consumer behavior. The trick is that you can't predict, but you can prepare. And here is where the pyramid allocation portfolio shines because it won't crash either way if I am proven correct in my beliefs or not. Also, notice that there is no exact timeline for when these things will happen, nor is there an amplitude of movement. The number one macro trend idea for 2025 is that inflation is going to be stickier than expected. Shaving off the last few points to go under 2% inflation will prove impossible, in my view, by the end of 2025, and we might even see a, dare I say, transitory, wink wink, rise in inflation. Why? There are many reasons, but the main ones are that Western governments want to onshore production so the cheap labor brought by globalization and the underlying deflation that it brings won't help bring inflation down as much. Also, the US tariffs, government spending deficit increase, and potential wars contribute to higher inflation. There are, of course, also deflationary forces like automation and AI applications, but I think they won't go in full effect in 2025. The solution will be to own scarce assets, ideally with no counterparty risk, like gold, Bitcoin, or any desirable asset for that matter. And don't own a lot of bonds at lower yields. I have to say that I don't think the second leg of the inflation will be bigger than the first one, but because it compounds, meaning it's adding to an already high baseline from the previous inflation run, it will prove to be a problem. Second trend is investing more. Why? Because the new generation is investing slash trading slash speculating much more than the previous generation, and it can only go higher from here. My solution is investing in the Romanian Stock Exchange, BVB, already at 1% of my portfolio and increasing. It has already solid results, but I expect significant additional volume, which means additional profits, because it is a software company with good rates of return with marginal cost increase when volume increases. There should be upcoming bond listings. The Fidelis government bonds are already at an all-time high, but should also increase. New corporate bonds. Romanian companies started to use the stock exchange to borrow more and more money. New stock listings from entrepreneurial companies, state companies forced by the EU via the PNRR program, maybe some Moldovan companies like the biggest bank Maid. Now the law doesn't permit it, but there is goodwill, so maybe in the future it would be possible. We should also see increased liquidity. Pension funds have 40% of the free float, maybe a possible upgrade to emerging market, CCP.ro. Now, not all of these need to happen at the same time, but even if a few do, coupled with more people investing, it should be a good potential for the stock. The third market trend is increased energy consumption due to normal household consumption increase. Now, almost everything uses electricity. Also, the AI revolution, EVs charging station, crypto mining, etc. The solution, preferably green, but not necessary, energy companies. I personally own Simtel, which is solar, Nuclear Electrica, which is nuclear, and Hydroelectrica, which is water, as well as gas, via on gas. Now, with the new US president in the short term, energy prices and the resulting profits might drop, but longer term, this trend should only accentuate. So these are the top three trends that I see, but of course there are other major trends like online gambling. The new generation bets a lot more on sporting events and basically everything else, election results, weather, etc. AI, however, I'm not sure who is going to win and what's a fair price. Also, the rent versus own economy. Uber to replace to an extent personal cars, Airbnb for properties, food delivery apps replacing cooking at home, etc. Knowing where you are in a trend or cycle and what it implies for the future is very different from predicting the timing, extent, and shape of the next move. Each time there's a radical change, there's an economist who predicted it, and that person gets to enjoy his 15 minutes of fame. Usually, however, he wasn't right because of a superior ability to see the future, but rather because he tends to hold extreme positions, or perhaps he's a dark thrower, and this time the phenomenon went his way. Rarely, if ever, is that economist right twice in a row. this is also how it works. I leave you with one last advice. Don't let any belief, no matter how strong, wipe you out. It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. Mark Twain. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next month. Bye bye.